So today we woke up to the news that NRM bloggers' accounts have been deleted. In a tweet, one of the presidential spokesperson, known as Don Wanyama, he gave out the information that Facebook and Twitter had deleted some of their bloggers' accounts. Now, the bloggers in question include one Duncan Yabigawa of the GCIC, some propaganda outfit from Museveni. Then there is these other bloggers, who are on Facebook that are also doing the work of Museveni to try to blackmail NUP as well as People Power. Now, what is interesting is who actually deleted these pages? Who deplatformed these people? Because we have to ask a few questions. That why would Facebook really delete these guys? Number one. Number two, why would Twitter take off that gentleman known as Duncan and other people? Secondly, why would it be done at the same exact time? Because we woke up today in the morning and the accounts were gone. It is interesting because most of you might say that, nah, that's none of our business. Well, this comes a day after Bobi Wine had launched his petition, or he had filed his petition to the ICC to investigate against human rights abuses in Uganda, as well as other atrocities that Museveni had committed. Also, international pressure from different countries has been exerted on Museveni in order to clamp down on violence, on intolerance to opposition candidates, and so on and so forth. Now, you see, back in the days, people used media, and by then we had TV as well as radio. They were the most used medias of that time to transmit information, and so on and so forth. So the governments and people who were fighting those governments would use various mechanisms in order to transmit their information, to reach out to the people that they wanted to reach out. Now, through those transmissions, at times people tried to incite violence, they tried to abuse people, and so on and so forth. That's why you see, whenever governments were toppled, they always had to go at radio stations, at TV stations, and get everything they could in those particular stations, because that would be used as evidence later on, and also that would provide information on how the government was conducting itself. So to say that the archive of the entire government in terms of media was all stored in these radio stations as well as the TV stations. Now the game has changed all of a sudden. You don't need a radio or a TV station. Now, depending on how you use those mediums, it can impact very much on the politics of a particular country. A case in point today is Uganda. We have seen the state has tried as much as they can to use social media to incite violence and to incite harassment and to harass opposition candidates that they do not agree with. Recently, I showed you a video of one of the counterparts of Museveni saying that they are going to attack Bobi Wine, kill him, murder the wife, as well as the children. And this prompted Bobi Wine to get his children and take them out of the country. We all know that Museveni has been using social media not for good, not to promote his projects, not to promote what he has done for the country, because there is nothing that he has absolutely done. And he has failed. Some people might say, okay, he has done this and this and that. Yes, he has done that, but at what cost? He has built roads, but at what cost? Look here. Amin built roads. Obote built roads. Obote built hospitals. They built schools. What Museveni has done, these people also did. These people did. The only difference was that Museveni has failed at every challenge, at every task that the Ugandans gave him. He has failed at the constitution twice, whereby he amended the constitution in order to make himself stay in power for longer. He removed term limits as well as age limit. Now, We all know that these accounts that have been blocked have been propaganda tools for Museveni. And also, it is on these accounts that most of these people that have been using these accounts have been inciting violence against Bobi Wine as well as People Power. So what these people have decided to do, whenever they went back and looked into these accounts, they realized that they were self-incriminating. There are two schools of thought. One school of thought thinks that Facebook actually deleted these accounts. The other school of thought says that it is actually the government and these people are the ones that they deleted their own accounts. I'll look into both. If it is Facebook that actually deleted these people's account, why would they do it at once? Are these accounts all interlinked on just like one email or something of that sort? It is for some of us who have lost accounts to Facebook. I do not think that Facebook can wake up on one day and delete all these accounts at once. I do not think that they can do that at once. What I know is they will delete today one, they will delete another one, they will delete another one on different times at different intervals. Right? But on the other hand, maybe if at all a formal complaint was lodged by some of the members of the civil society to Facebook and listing all these accounts, it could have been possible that Facebook then took action. That is also possible. A few months ago, Museveni, under his ICT outfit, the UCC, they launched a war on all People Power and Bobi Wine's social media blogging accounts. People like us, people like Echoto, people like Ghetto Media, who are trying to transmit or who are trying to, give people what is going on the ground with Bobi Wine. All these accounts were deleted, hacked and deleted by the state, and the state confessed. This was on the backdrop of the state writing to Google and Facebook, telling them to take down these accounts. When Facebook and Google refused, these people took matters in their own hands and hacked into their accounts and deleted them all. Maybe that could be the reason as to why Facebook detected these hacks and these deletes, and then maybe it took action and took everyone who was connected to that particular crime or that particular incident. But on the other hand, we should realize that these accounts were a repository for evidence against Museveni. They were a repository for evidence against Museveni. These accounts had people inciting against violence. These accounts had propaganda on them. And for some of us, we actually go there and watch what is going on. I do watch these accounts. I do see what they are doing. And I do take in what they are saying. And you know what I do? I either screenshot or download. Just like any other Ugandan. Most of us, we have been downloading all this content and screenshotting all this content. That is why at this moment, if at all you try to search any of the names of these accounts, I won't mention the accounts here on this platform because they are not worth mentioning. But when you go and search for them in Google or Facebook, it brings up all their previous videos and all their previous things they have been saying in the past. So what does that mean? Whereas the government, if we are to go with the school of thought that says that the government deleted these accounts in order to hide evidence, well, we still have the evidence. And it doesn't mean that if you delete, we cannot write to Facebook to retrieve all the information that you said. That is also possible. So these accounts, if we are to go with the narrative that these people actually deleted their own accounts in order to avoid being held accountable, then that is plausible. Why? Number one, all the accounts were deleted at the same time. All the accounts went off the face of the internet at the same time, which is unlikely. Right? Secondly, all the accounts had information where these people were inciting violence, where these people were propagating a lot of false information and spreading a lot of false information against Bobi Wine, his family, as well as relatives. Because what they were doing is inciting. Because they were coordinated in a sense that whenever Bobby Wine took his children out, they all got the pictures and posted them all over Facebook. Whenever people protested against the arrest of Bobby Wine, these people said that Museveni should go out there and beat these people up, beat Bobby Wine's family, do this and this and that. We also realized that a few days ago, the people who owned these accounts, they spoke to Museveni and told Museveni that they are NRM bloggers, that they are doing a good job on Facebook. But in reality, these people, the job they were doing was not bringing anyone closer to Museveni, was not bringing anyone to support Museveni. So one should ask, if at all these people are doing a good job for Museveni, how many people crossed from the opposition and joined NRM just because of the way these people were blogging? None, absolutely none. So when they went to State House, they called themselves bloggers. That for them, they are fighting for Museveni on social media. What Museveni does is he gives them what to say, because Museveni is not looking to recruit more bloggers, because he knows there is no one else he can bring on board. That's why you see whenever you go on Facebook, you cannot find anything else apart from People Power, because People Power took up all the space and no one watches any NRM stuff because it is full of lies and propaganda. So what Museveni did is he says, what you guys are supposed to do is this. I give you what to say, and that's what you're supposed to keep on saying over and over and over again. So he tells them, say Bobby Wine is supported by gay people. Say Bobby Wine is supported by foreigners. Say Bobby Wine he wants to bring back colonialists and things of that sort. Say Bobby Wine is not being beaten, but he is actually pretending and things of that sort. So this is the role of these people. They are a medium through which the state uses propaganda, through which the state transmits its propaganda. Because no minister will come out and do live videos. No person will come out to help out and to say whatever the government is doing. No. But there are those people that they have to use within the society that do not have any official position within the government to do that role. And now these people have become evidence themselves, so they have to delete the channels. Just like we saw Zebra Mando being used by the state. One last point. We all know Museveni is a very old man. He's demented. Today he says one word, the next minute he has forgotten it. He no longer still has, that sort of sharp mind that he used to have earlier in the days. Now, Museveni, definitely, he only understands the use of violence, harassment, as well as bribing and paying people off to do his work. Now, if you do not do the work, what Museveni will do is, if he does not pay you, what most people resort to is, is to make sure that they twist his arm. How? Let us all delete our accounts until they give us money. So there is that school of thought also, that these people might have deleted their accounts in order to show the State House that, look here, we have now gone off the face of the internet. Facebook has hacked our accounts. Facebook has done this to us. People Power supporters have reported our accounts to Facebook, so they have deleted them. Mr. President, please help us. Well, for that matter, then Museveni has to intervene and maybe use that, for that matter, these people have to use that incident in order to get more money from Museveni. The sharp Museveni that I know at that juncture would say that, okay, if I told you guys are deleted off Facebook and you claimed that you're bloggers, then of what use are you? If I told you don't even have a Facebook account, then I think you have no use to me. So what I should do actually is look for the crimes you have committed and either throw you in jail or you go out there and do all the work for free. So, in summary, there are three narratives or three schools of thought that explain why these people are off the face of the internet, and you decide for yourself. The first one, we have said that it might be true that maybe Facebook deleted them off, and if Facebook did that, that's good. That is, maybe people lodged a complaint of harassment, hate speech that these people were propagating all over these platforms. So Facebook decided to take action and deleted them all and put them all down. That is one school of thought. Now, the second school of thought says that it might be that these people actually took their pages down because they are hiding evidence, and because their pages had become a repository for hate speech, for harassment, for inciting violence, and things of that sort, which in the end would be incriminating when the time for accountability comes for these particular individuals. So what they decided to do is to delete everything and then start afresh. And when they start afresh, you will see they will start from in a completely different way. Preaching peace, 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 peace. It will be a completely different way. Now, the third school of thought says that they still deleted their own accounts in order to tell Museveni that Facebook and other foreign companies have taken down our accounts, and so we have nothing left. Please help us. So Museveni will reach down in his deep pockets and pay these people off. In summary, these people are trying to con and to con and exploit the president, of which the president doesn't know, because he is an advanced stage where dementia, schizophrenia, and all those other diseases are now coming up in a very coming up at a very high rate. So you choose. What do you think? Do you think these people really deleted their accounts? Do you think Facebook really deleted their accounts? Or do you think these people are actually scared? Or do you think these people are actually trying to exploit the president? Because for me, I see, if these things are happening now, especially when Bobby Wine launched a complaint in the ICC, and also different people are calling for accountability by these people, incitement of violence, and so on and so forth. For me, if you asked me my honest opinion, I would stand with the school of thought that these people actually deleted their accounts in order to hide evidence, because the speeches, the videos they have been doing, the posts they have been doing, have been so fiery. And trust me, if you stood in court with these guys would not stand in court at any one time and not be guilty of what they transmitted on social media. Thank you very much for listening. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, like it, and if you can, please share with your friends. Have a blessed day. Bye bye.